All right, welcome back to the conversation. You know, until you have one of these really bad things happen that you hear about on social media or you see on the internet, you might think, well, that's not really a concern of mine, like having your home title stolen. But John Summer, my next guest, has researched this in detail. He's a spokesman for Home Title Lock. He's an Emmy and multi-award winning anchor and investigative reporter, and he has dug into the questions about, can somebody really steal the title of your home, make loans against it, or sell your home behind your back? The answer is, sadly, it's yes. John Summer, thank you for being here.
Well, great to be with you, Steve. How are things going there in Michigan? I can tell you it's still dark here on the west coast of California.
It's going great here. It's a bit chillier here, I'm going to guess, than it is in the central coast of California. Let me ask you this, John. I want to jump right into this because before we came on, we were talking about this. You've done a lot of investigative reporting related to title theft, and you have found it's more common than people think, because some people say, oh, that's nothing to worry about. It really is, isn't it?
It really is, Steve. And the reason why is it's not a relatively new crime. It's been around for a while. In fact, the FBI actually coined the term, Steve, house stealing about 25 years ago, when it kind of first showed up on the horizon. But back then, man, you had to do it the old-fashioned way. You go down to the county clerk's office. You would have to get the correct paperwork. You could have to create some sort of an ID to offer proof that you were the person that was either transferring it away or actually purchasing it. And then the county clerk would have to accept it if everything looked correct, had the notary stamp on it, and all of this. Nowadays, Steve, everything is on the internet. Everything can be done by artificial intelligence. You don't even have to go anywhere to get all the paperwork and material to be able to process this, steal somebody's title. It could be done remotely from, there are syndicates that do this around the world. It is unbelievable how fast this particular crime has grown. And the reason it's grown so quickly is that law enforcement officials really haven't looked at it as a honest-to-goodness crime until recently, because most of the crimes, Steve, that they've spent their time on are crimes of violence. Maybe they knock you over the head and steal your wallet or your purse. Those things are pretty easy to understand. Sure. This crime is far more stealth.
Well, John, a lot of people think, well, that couldn't happen in this day and age. Things are, there's all these forms, it's electronic. Just not true, is it? Don't be complacent, because it's just not true. People can get your information. People can get through this this process and make your home their home, at least on paper, right?
Right, but really that's all that matters, because if you, as the criminal, can transfer title into your name, then you have the ability. See, they don't want the property ordinarily. They don't want the home or the cabin up on the Upper Peninsula or your grandmother's house or whatever it may be. They want the value, the equity in this particular piece of property. And then what they can do is a couple of things. They can sell it, but more than likely they're going to take out loans, one loan or multiple loans. And there are loan companies out there, you and your viewers and listeners know. They're always asking to be able to loan you money on your home. And for the criminal, they don't care if they get full value. If they can get 60%, and the loan company goes, hey, man, let's do it. They've got the money. It's transferred into a bank. It goes offshore, and they're gone. And you wouldn't know about it until 3 or 4 months down the road, and it's too late.
Yeah, exactly right. So for people to say that it just could not happen to them, who are the main targets? And what do I do if I'm a victim? How do I get my life back once those letters start showing up in my mailbox? Let's start with that.
Yeah, that's a $64,000 question, Steve. Well, the main targets are anybody. As I said before, it could be your home. It could be an Airbnb, that you rent out. You're not there all the time. You're not watching over it. Or your mom's house. Or in the case of what has been happening here locally on the central coast of California, it can be undeveloped land. In fact, I just had a case. I work with the local DA's office. A local real estate agent gets a call from someone. I got a piece of property, sell it. And she goes, well, that's easy. I can do that. And she does a little research, actually finds the owner of the property, They live in Scottsdale, Arizona, and they don't know anything about this. That's
Right.
the only way they found out about this. The way to stop it is you need to have some sort of a system to be able to monitor your title. And that's where I've been doing a lot of research. There are companies, a few companies out there, but the one that I really love, I use it myself for my family, it's called Home Title Lock. They're the pioneers in the industry, and they do three things. Two of them are general that other companies can do. The third one is the most important. So they will monitor your title 24/7. They will alert you if something fishy is going on. And then the most important thing, they have a $1 million restoration process where they will work with you to restore your title into your name if it has been stolen, as opposed to having to go through the court system, to hire an attorney, the expense, the anguish of having to do all of that.
Yeah,
They will take
sleepless
that
nights, to say the least. If you show up at your mailbox and you see this letter saying you owe us all this money, it can be very frightening. Now, you've got an offer for us here today, John. Go ahead real quick.
sir.
We got about 30 seconds. Tell us about that.
Yeah, go on to HometitleLock.com. Check it out for yourself. Do your own due diligence. There's a code, Gruber, which ironically is your name, and you can get a free 30-day. How do we work those things?
Yeah.
A free 30-day try. Check it out for yourself. They'll monitor your title and then see if it works for you. It's not expensive, and it's inexpensive peace of mind.
HometitleLock.com. Promo code Gruber, my name, pretty simple stuff. Triple lock protection, a trial run of it. John Summer, thank you for all the work you've done, and thank you for being here today.
My pleasure. Thanks so much, Steve. This is great.
There you have it. HometitleLock.com, promo code Gruber. Get your free protection today, and I'll be right back.